Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Historical Humans Heritage. And on today's episode, we are going to the islands of Indonesia, where we are looking at the Ombilin coal mine heritage of Sawahlunto. And that was probably
Yeah,
really brutal.
yeah. No idea how to say that. Welcome to Indonesia, everybody. We have a lovely little UNESCO World Heritage Site from what is probably one of the more dangerous and darker things that humanity has done to get on this list, uh, which is a massive coal mine.
Oof, what makes it so bad though? Who is
Yeah,
working the mine? Was it
yeah.
miners?
Well, Well, it was miners for sure. Miners under the employ of the Netherlands East Indies Company. Whenever you hear Indies Company involved in anything, you know it's a bad time. Now, this mine was very important as a sort of centerpiece of rapid industrialization of the 19th and 20th century. Um, its purpose was to extract some very difficult to access but very lucrative coal deposits in Indonesia. It is on the World Heritage Site because of number one, the fact that it showcases a very um, elegant combination of local indigenous knowledge with European industrialization and technology, and also because the sheer number of people that came to work here. You had local peoples pressed into service. You had Dutch convicts sent here as prison sentences, and you had Javanese and Chinese contract workers, who were probably the only people in all of this getting paid.
Yeah, so a very fancy way to just say they use slave labor. And
Yeah.
even the
Um,
contract work is indentured servitude, where they sign
yeah.
contracts for
Yeah.
work, and it's usually to work at low wages that they'll never pay off.
Yeah. It's serfdom, not slavery, because technically no one owns you,
It's
just your
slavery
life.
with extra steps.
Yeah, it's all these extra ways of getting people to. And let's be honest, this job had no safety regulations. It killed you.
No, it was deep bore extraction, which is extremely unsafe, and oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's one of the darker sides of history because without the coal mining and without stuff like this, our world wouldn't run. Call it what
yeah.
it is. Like our
You,
coal miners of America
you
are some of the more important workers, but when you're using indentured servitude, when you're using convict
prison labor.
labor,
Yes, prison labor. Come on.
what?
No, it's just I'm just harping on the prison labor. Like, come on. You really had nothing better to do.
And you know the Indies companies, both the Dutch East Indies Company and the British East Indies companies, like both of those companies committed atrocities. But the nations that were behind them were like, "Oh, there are corporations. They're not us specifically doing it."
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and just with as this is a tragedy against human life, and don't remember, without it we probably would never have made it to the age of electronics and the age of computers and where we are now.
yeah,
But it is important to remember that even the earliest industrial innovations and automations were built on the backs of some pretty horrible practices with this deep ore mining.
but so now that we've talked about the ethics and the
Yeah,
badness behind it, let's talk about the site itself. Which this
yeah,
site consists of a couple of different areas, which are all unique in their own specific ways because they really take the industrialization to the heart. So it's an open pit mine. They have labyrinth of underground tunnels. They have on-site coal processing facilities, entire mining towns nearby, and they have an entire engineered Rag Mountain Railway with numerous bridges and tunnels that link to the highways and everything, and that connect it to a port so they can ship straight out, basically from extraction to port.
Yeah, yeah. This collection of sites here is a sort of masterclass in vertical integration. It's very textbook for that, where you have extraction, refinement, and shipment all in the same area, all run by the same company, uh, all very efficiently done. There is no real changing hands. There is no uh, delays, no middlemen involved. And that is one of the bits of human ingenuity that are exemplified by this system here. And that is a part of why these little clusters of locations are categorized together as something worthy of a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Well, and this one too is also a really unique marriage between European colonialization and indigenous local knowledge, because a lot of these facilities are built right upon the heart of the deposits. They couldn't have been done without the knowledge of the locals for geological formations in the tropic environments, along with their own practices of getting through the jungle and to actually get established in there. Without their help, it couldn't have been done. And they actually do highlight that and talk about how it could not have been done without the locals. And it highlights how important they were in that step, because a lot of times when colonial nations come in, it's usually the work that we did and how we did it and how we. It's never they.
This massive imposition of one way of life, one way of doing it, which is the backbone of colonialism. And here you do get to see the local knowledge actually being utilized in order to make things possible. We didn't see too much of that in our Panama Canal episode, did we?
No.
Yeah, go check that out if you want to see some more of what exactly goes wrong when you don't consult local knowledge.
And the kind of neat thing about this is, for the most part, this whole system is in fairly good condition. However, not however, it's no longer in use. It's no longer active facilities. But the however is where it's in a place where vegetation grows really quick. It's in the middle of a tropical rainforest. Like, it grows really quickly. So there is some potential difficulties that could arise from the jungle environment. But otherwise, in terms of national protections, it's pretty well fortified.
Yeah, no, it extends across 4 municipalities. So a lot of the protections come from national level laws, which is useful for giving that sort of blanket uniformity that everything's going to be protected up to the same standard. And what is very nice to see is that the laws, the regulations, and the site management office that has been created to, look in on and maintain this site has regulations from the policy level to the operational level, meaning that it has a set of jobs and tasks for everyone to do, from the big lofty goals of preserve it and preserve it like this to exactly how are we supposed to keep the water and the plants out of the mine, for the all the way down to the man on the ground with the hedge trimmers.
Well, and another cool thing that they're really trying to do is, like any good thing, they're trying to revitalize it into a tourism industry. So they're actually going to repurpose some of the old outbuildings for that, which include museums and a visitor center. They're also planning on taking the historic railroad and revitalizing it to allow for passenger service and, a touristy train where it's like, come ride 3 mile stretch of this historic railroad, see incredible views. And that's actually a cool way to both bring in money, but also bring in people to see this stuff, give it some importance, and also bring money into these communities that, when the mining left, so did a lot of the money. But I think that's actually a great point for us to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, let us know down below, and we'll see you in the next one.